Okay, happy Friday, everybody. I hope you've had a great week. I hate posting stories like this, but unfortunately, it's a reality of our industry, right? There is a new scam that is targeting truckers. And if you're a freight broker, you're going to want to pay attention to this too, because this also affects you. Okay. So this new scam is targeting truckers that could end up costing them thousands of dollars or potentially even putting them out of business. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. I'm a little upset about this, as anytime I hear about a new scam or brokers or carriers being targeted, it upsets me. So keep in mind, I'm going to get through this as best I can, right? Okay. Excuse me. So there's an alarming new tactic scammers are using to hijack a carrier's DOT number, right? And what they're doing is they're exploiting a recent temporary adjustment made by the FMCSA for carriers updating their MCS 150 via the manual form. Okay. At the beginning of the month, the FMCSA began requiring any carrier completing a manual update to also submit a copy of their commercial driver's license, right? They then used the information to confirm the owner of the DOT number. This temporary adjustment appears to have opened the door for scammers. Since the temporary adjustment went into effect, there's been an outcry from carriers claiming to have brokers from load boards requesting a copy of their CDL before accepting the load, right? The scammer will then use that copy of the CDL to change the MCS 150 information, hijacking their DOT number. Once they have control, it opens the door to the possibility of booking fraudulent loads or double brokering under your DOT number, leaving you to deal with the liability, right? This affects your business, your livelihood, everything, right? And it doesn't matter if you're an owner operator, if you've got a large fleet. Essentially it's just a complete nightmare for carriers, right? And it's an unfortunate fact that there isn't much that can be done about this scam once it's occurred. And because of this, we need to be vigilant when it comes to who you're working with and what information you're giving out, right? And essentially, once the damage done, it's a lot to go through, and you may never recover from it, unfortunately. So, sorry, guys, I forgot to turn the comments on. If you guys have anything to comment on about this, anything that you might want to add, by all means, jump in and let me know. So there's some things that you can do, and it's unfortunate because it seems like I'm talking to more and more carriers, whether they're fleet owners, whether they're owner operators, that are running into double brokering scams and things, and they literally they don't even know how to find out who the broker's bond is through, how to file on the bond or anything, right? And it's killing me. Like, I almost want to turn my phone off, because if you're going to be in business, you should be doing things to protect your business, right? Your livelihood, and be vigilant about who you're hiring, right? Dispatchers and things, are they sending out copies of your driver's CDL to book loads? And while I don't have any statistical proof, if you've paid attention on stories like this historically into the past, it seems like a lot of these people that are doing this are from overseas. And until the FMCSA gets on board and stops people doing business in our industry and probably other industries in the U.S. that live outside the U.S., this isn't ever going to stop. I'm not saying that it can't happen here, but when you're not a resident of the U.S., there is little to no recourse, right? Because they're halfway around the world. So what? What are you going to do? So anyway, there's a few things that you can do. And again, guys, if you have anything to add to this, by all means, pop it up in the comments. So one thing, if you're a carrier, you're going to want to check your DOT number regularly. Okay? Be mindful of who you're working with. Don't work with brand new brokers. And I hate to say that because not all new brokers are bad. A lot of them have the greatest of intentions, and some of them flourish, right? Because maybe they were an agent for a brokerage for 10 years, 15 years, and decided to make that leap and go out on their own. But, it takes a little time to get their credit score, their days to pay and everything to show up. But be mindful of who you're working with. If there's a Gmail that's associated with that, find out who their bond company is, all of these things. Do your background research on every single customer or broker that you're working with. One thing that you can do is work directly with shippers. Guys, if you're a carrier out there right now and you're having trouble working or getting in connection with direct shippers, get a hold of me. Right? And I'll pop up my email again for you guys real quick. You guys can email me, freightmasterresources@gmail.com. Okay? And I promise I will reply just as quick as I can. I monitor that email on the regular. Okay? Another thing you're going to want to do is vet all carriers through the FMCSA's Safer website and by completing a credit check. So if you're not factoring and you're not running credit checks on brokers or direct shippers, because not all direct shippers are great, right? I've worked with direct shippers as a broker and they don't pay. They'll come up with whatever reason, or maybe we had an instance on a load and, well, what do you think is fair to compensate the driver? I ended up paying for it, right? Because it was a regular driver that I worked with. And this has happened a few times. Normally it doesn't because I do my due diligence, but with $300, I talked to the driver, be reasonable about things, whatever. And then they just, oh, well, we're not doing that now. So it's not just brokers. Some direct shippers do it as well. So, but you're going to want to run those credit checks. And you can call the OOIDA's Business Services Department with questions or concerns, right? If you need, there again, on the website, we have trucking associations listed, right? The OOIDA, all of these places, there's like a whole list. And these links go to them directly. So using that as a instance, just click and go, right? You're right there. So any of these that might be pertinent to you as a carrier, by all means, get this off of here. Utilize it, right? And if you need factoring, again, the group's factoring company is Operify, Easy Propel, TMS. Cuts down on data and stuff. Just a little shameless plug for our partners there. But utilize your resources. Do your checks, right? Because the government, it doesn't matter if it's this industry or just in general, they move very, very slow, right? On everything. And like I mentioned in one of my recent videos, that husband and wife team that they got caught in a double brokering scam. They didn't know how to find out who the broker's bond company was, how to file on the bond or anything. And I spent quite a bit of time with them, educating them on how to go through the process and find all of that out. But on the FMCSA Safer website, on the surface, when you just do a quick check, it showed that broker who was double brokering was still good. But until you clicked on their insurance and everything, then it showed that that their bond was essentially being filed on. And I think they had, what was it, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say it was like 7 days, 5 days, something like that they had left before, boop, that was it. So they had to act very, very quickly. And that was if and when there was even anything left over on the bond for them to even collect on. Right? Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you have anything to add to it? Anything else that as a broker or a carrier that you can do, in your due diligence to make sure that you're working with a reputable company and avoiding scams like this and all the others that have been happening? I'd love to get your input on it. If you guys have some other ideas or other tips, share it, right? Because that's what we're here for. That's what this channel, the Facebook group, everything is about, so that we can network and grow together and help each other, right? So we're all successful and we avoid a lot of these pitfalls that unfortunately plague our industry. I mean, the name of this channel is Freight Master Resources, but you know what? I still learn stuff day after day after day. I didn't get into this industry, as an expert. Did I learn a lot very, very quickly? Yes, but I spent a lot of time, reading, networking, talking to drivers, fleet owners, all kinds of things, right? And that's why we're here. I've explained my story, how I got into this and things in the past. But if you guys have any other tips or anything like that that you would like to share in addition to some of the things that I mentioned, again, please share it, right? Or if you come up with an idea after the fact, comment on this video, share it, right? Maybe not all the drivers and carriers out there, brokers, are aware of this yet. This is something that's brand new, that's just kind of come to light, right? But yeah, they're using this tactic as a way to get in and steal your business identity. I mean, personal identity theft. I've known people that had that happen, and it's a nightmare. It is a true nightmare. Have you ever had anybody get a hold of your? Oh, here we go. Just wanted to ask. Let me pop this up so you guys can see. Just wanted to ask what was happening with the trucking companies, such as with Yellow Trucking. What went wrong that they have to file for bankruptcy? I haven't dug into that. That's something that I planned on doing today. I've actually been meaning to get into that a little bit more in depth, and I don't want to open mouth insert foot. I know that obviously there was something to do with the union, but maybe I'll pop on later today with that, or at the very latest, maybe tomorrow or Monday. I will give an update on that. I know a lot of people have been posting articles on what's been happening with Yellow. I also know that they are basically ceasing pickups right now, and I believe they're done. Is it today or next Friday? I think I read. But I promise I will come back with some more information on you. Thank you very much for the question. I love it when you guys comment, right? Even if it's something not directly related or something, you guys have ideas, something that you would like me to add to one of the websites or something. That's what this is all about. Like I said, let's all grow. Let's all be informed. If you guys see something that maybe I missed, right? I'm fallible, right? I'm human. Another thing. Oh, here's another tip. In addition to some of the ones that I left earlier, is Carrier OK, like Carrier 411. Again, Carrier OK. They just recently became a group partner. They have a free version, and then they have their pro version, which is literally half the cost of Carrier 411. And in this day and age, with all the scams and things, if you're a broker or a direct shipper or anything, I would highly suggest put it through its paces on the free version even, and then sign up. And in the group, we've got a coupon code. What is that coupon code? It's Freightmaster 2023. So and you get your first month free, right? I get no kickback from that. That was just a deal that I was able to put in place for you guys to help you out, right? And that actually came from Tom over at Operify. He made a connection with Carrier OK to kind of help, with the fraud and things like that. He mentioned it to me, put me in connection with Carrier OK, and we worked something out for you guys. Again, I get nothing back on this, so I'm promoting them out of the goodness of my heart to kind of help you guys out. Okay. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, need any help, whether you're a broker or a carrier, if you're looking for help on getting direct shippers, or you have questions about anything else like that after the fact, like I said, by all means, let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you ASAP. Okay. If you don't hear from me in the first 10 minutes, I realize that in our industry, a lot of things are very quickly paced, and you're like, well, where is he? Why isn't he responding? Well, I'm getting to you. I promise. Because some days are worse than others, and I get bombarded with quite a few emails and messages and phone calls, and but I promise. I try to do everything in the order in which I get them, right? I try not to jump around too much. If something looks to be a little bit more urgent than others, like, hey, I'm sitting here at the shipper, because I've got friends that are owner operators and small fleet owners and stuff. And, it comes down to a timing thing, right? Like, we got to take care of this ASAP. But again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I thank you so much for the comment. And again, share, subscribe, help each other out, right? If you know somebody that might benefit from some of this information, like I said, share it out. I really appreciate it. I love all you guys. Like I said, I try to be everybody's cheerleader. Again, that's why we have all of this stuff in place. And if you have some, it doesn't always have to be down news, right? Like, if you guys have something exciting, maybe you're just starting out. If you're a carrier and you just got your first direct shipper, or you had a great experience with a broker, or a broker had a great experience with a carrier, something, share that with us, right? Like, let's throw some positivity out there. This one here. Do you think brokers need to update their checklist for onboarding carriers? Do you think that helps? What else can we add to our checklist? Right. So again, if you're using DAT Onboard, RMIS, or any of those are good. Obviously for onboarding carriers, kind of the old way of doing PDFs and things, that's very antiquated. And if you're doing that, and I understand with the industry being in a recession and things, and money maybe becoming a bit of an issue. This is again why I brought Carrier OK on for everybody. Utilize that as an additional check. Call the carrier's insurance company, right? Make sure that everything's good. Like I said, I mentioned, I don't know, it was a little while ago, maybe a month ago or so. I did a video. Broker friend of mine had a regular carrier that they were moving regular loads from. I believe it was out of the Houston area, out of the port. And all of a sudden, what ended up happening is they were making maybe it wasn't containers, but anyway, the driver ended up backing into and tearing the door off of the receiver, tore it right off the rails, right? And so then obviously the receiver's upset. They contact the broker, and everything, we're gonna have to file a claim on this and everything. Then come to find out that the carrier's insurance had expired. On the FMCSA website, again, the government moves very slow. They don't update that, right away, but contact their insurance company, right? make sure you're checking everything. So like, and I brought this up, and maybe for some of you guys that are already aware of this, maybe, you know, this might be, let's see if I have a, okay, I'm going to share this. Okay. So on the FMCSA, now this is probably a good carrier, right? Spartan Transportation. In fact, I know they are. I've worked with them. I just kind of randomly pulled an MC. Oh, they've got compliance review. Oh, that was 2004. Satisfactory, right? But you're going to want to go over here. Can you guys see that? Licensing and insurance, right? Oh, what was that MC? I didn't copy that. My bad. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I'm grabbing it. Copy. There we go. Back over here. Paste. Nope, we're not a robot. Oh, doggone it. Hit the wrong button. I've had too much caffeine. I'm getting click happy. There we go. Okay, so then that takes you to this page, right? And then you're going to want to go over here and click on the HTML button, and it'll pop up their information, right? Now, active and pending insurance, you can do this for brokers as well. If you're a carrier, it literally will come back that like their bond is fixing to expire, right? And then their insurance here looks like it was recently renewed. Looks like May 11th. Authority history. You can click on all of this stuff, right? Active and pending, carrier details, pending application, no data, revocation, and then it looks like, you know, you can kind of go through and do all these checks. But again, utilize all your resources. Carrier OK, FMCSA. Utilize your RMIS or your DAT onboard or whatever you're using, and call the insurance company, right? Call the carrier's insurance company. You know, does it take a little more time? Yes. And, you know, even on loads that I booked, especially if it's a new carrier, like I have literally got off the phone with a carrier in the past, and, you know, I need time to type up the rate confirmation for them, you know, get them on board in the system. It takes, you know, 5-10 minutes sometimes. And, you know, if your system's maybe having a little bit of a hookup or your computer's running a little slow for whatever reason, maybe you get too much going on or something. And I have a very big, powerful computer, right? And so normally that doesn't happen, but sometimes, you know, things are, you're just sitting there waiting. But they've literally called me 2 to 3 minutes after I've got a phone. Hey, where's that rate confirmation? Are we still good? You know what I mean? I know that brokers do the same type of thing to carriers as well, you know. Hey, where's your driver? Well, you've got tracking on them. Why are you calling us every 15 minutes to half an hour? You know, but I digress. And if you're a broker, again, we've got the website for brokers too. Let me pull this up for those of you that maybe aren't aware. The freight broker resources. There's stuff there for you guys. Let me get this off here for you guys so it's not on there. But there's resources there as well. There's a free classified ads section, setting up, you know, your bond, insurance, authority, all kinds of stuff. There's training. If you're looking for office essentials, anything like that. Factoring, which I need to update that for Operify. But yeah, you're looking for more industry news. If I'm too slow to getting to things, having trouble with your sales pitch, right? This is just sort of an idea. Oh, there we go. Yep. Some ideas on how to seek out and find new prospects. You know, here's some qualifying questions. Cold calling, right? And we try to keep some of that updated for you guys. Sorry, I'm going through that sort of fast. But anywho, yeah, just utilize all your resources. again, and Shaggy has a lot of great information on vetting carriers as well. If you're not a member of his group, it's what is it? Shaggy's Consulting. You can search him out on Facebook, reach him out directly, tell him Tim sent you. He's a buddy of mine. Great guy. A lot of stuff, insurance, safety, compliance, all kinds of things. The guy's a machine, right? So definitely seek him out. He does a lot of training and things like that. He does videos. E-Carrier Check. Check them out. In fact, I'm working on putting something together with them for you guys as well. That was a connection that I made through Shaggy. So Shaggy, if you're watching this, thank you very much, sir. But yeah, just be aware as a broker and a carrier, do your due diligence. And if something seems off, double check. Reach out to somebody, right? Ask the Facebook group. Hey, I've got this situation. I'm not really sure what to do about it. And if anybody gives you flack, report it, right? Unfortunately, like today, when I was going through pending posts, I had gone through it last night and I had everything I thought up to date. Everybody, approved and stuff posted. This morning, there was posts from earlier in the day yesterday that for some reason Facebook, I guess, decided to not let me see or notify me of. So if you're watching this and you had a pending post and I didn't get to it till this morning, I apologize. I literally and I typically refresh the page just to make sure, and it still didn't show up. So I don't know, might have been a Facebook hiccup or something, but hopefully it wasn't too little, too late for you. But yeah, ask the group. It's the group's supposed to be a positive environment for everybody, right? And this is why, again, if you are watching this and you're not a member of the group, answer the questions, right? Ask the new membership, answer them, because if not, I'm either going to just flat out decline it, or I'm going to tell you, hey, there's an issue with you answering the questions because you didn't answer them. Right. And we do this because we vet all new members to keep scammers out. Right. Now, have they leaked in from time to time? Sure. But we try to eliminate that immediately. And this is why we have, several moderators. And then, of course, myself as admin. We do our best. And again, if you guys see something, report it to us. If we miss it. But yeah, let's build this thing, right? Like the group, the YouTube channel, everything. Like let's network, let's grow, let's get it done. Let's educate each other. Let's help each other, right? Because networking and helping each other and having people, around us with maybe other areas of knowledge and things, it all helps us all grow. You might know something that this other person doesn't know, and they might know something that you don't know, and you make that friendship, that connection, that business connection, and help each other out. And you talk a week later or something, you're like, hey man, thanks for that tip or that information or something, and I did this, and they're like, hey, yeah, thank you too. That's what it's all about, right? But I've yammered on, I guess, long enough. If you guys don't have any other questions or anything for me, again, like, share, subscribe, get this information out there for anybody that you feel like that could use it. I appreciate it. I love y'all for tuning in and the questions and everything. And if there's anything that I can do to help you guys, by all means, hit me up, okay? And I'll do my best to answer you and everything. So I'm a little caffeine fueled today, but I do need to get back on some other things. So I will close this out for now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a fantabulous weekend, right? It's Friday. Let's have fun. Let's get it done. So with that, I will shut this down. And as always, be kind to one another. Bye-bye now.